I need to close. Hold on, y'all. Cut down on that glare. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I'm going to put on my choker today. All right, so I got some good stuff for y'all. It is the midday motivation that happens here every MINDay, 12:15 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the replay. Absolutely appreciate. I am here to share with you and hope you get out of this live or this replay motivation, inspiration, new information, confirmation, and or education. Hopefully all of the above. Because I touch on different things. So I have a variety of things that I touch on. Meditation is something that we need to always be mindful of doing on a daily basis, even more than once a day. So even before you go to bed, because typically we do it in the AM when we wake up. We do it in the morning, in the AM. We meditate. You can meditate for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, guided meditation. So there's no excuse. You always need to make sure, you always need to be in a mindset of on a daily practice, getting quiet because there is so much going on and evolving around us. There's so much chaos. I mean, our own households can be chaotic, right? The world outside is chaotic. So we always have to settle our minds so that we can have clarity and think straight, make better decisions, okay? Make better choices because we have a clear mind, clear heart, okay? And having an attitude of gratitude, being grateful for the things that you do have, being grateful for the things that are going to come that you'll be grateful for when you get it, right? You may not have it right now. It may not be in your possession right now, but it is yours for the having. It is yours for the taking, putting yourself in the right mindset, okay? That's where we fall short, is not putting ourselves in the right mindset. So quick to have an attitude of not gratitude, so quick to be snappy, sarcastic. And when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too. I grew up being sarcastic, okay? And that's both grandparents, my both grandfathers on my mom's side and my dad's side. So it was inevitable for me to be sarcastic. So of course, that's how they grew up, and that's what we did in our household. So that's how we rocked out with each other. That's how we connected. But everybody don't connect in that way. Sarcasm for some people is like, no, thank you. I don't like that. I'm offended. My feelings is hurt. You're mean. So I don't want to be labeled as mean. I don't want anyone to think that I'm mean. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm mean. You know, we all have our moments now. Don't get me wrong. We all have our moments where we might have to let somebody know, like, okay, don't get it twisted. I'm nice and sweet and fun and loving, but there are some areas about me that some people don't care for. Something about my energy and their energy just don't mix. And it's all right. It's okay. I'm going to do me anyway. Okay. So I want to share my, so this is, I love this because I'm going to share with you in a little bit a phrase that you're going to use for the rest of the year if you haven't created one already for yourself. Something to motivate yourself, something to get yourself going, moving, and shaking. We got to remind ourselves that, hey, you got this. You know, we let it way too often. We let things get in our head to make us feel like we're not good enough. I don't know what they know. I can't explain it like they do. You know, what am I really good at? Because I'm good at a lot of things. There's a lot of things I'm not good at. I'm great at a lot of things. There's a lot of things I'm not great at. But I'm going to focus on the things that I'm good at and the things that I'm great at. But which one am I going to focus on the most and thrive in? So we'll talk about that. All right. So this one journal that I have, this is specifically for when I'm doing in a webinar or a course or something that I'm listening to. Annetta Powell, Eugene Fan. Um, well, I always forget his name. I always want to make his name something else. Uh, is it? Oh, I always forget. Let me cheat. Stormy Wellington, Derek Grace. Those are a lot of the people that I listen to and rock with, and they really inspire me, and they influence me to do better. So those are the people that I'm listening to and connecting with. They are here empowering communities everywhere. Communities everywhere. So I'm looking to do the same thing, looking to impact people everywhere around the globe, not just in Cleveland, not just in Smokelahoma, right? So the front of this says, think it, plan it, do it. And I mean, really, for real, seriously, it is just that simple. It is just that simple. I'm being anal about this. Let me scoot this over. Oh no, my touch screen. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let's put that. Okay, good. All right. I was off center on my Facebook, and then I'm leaning it up against my laptop, my touch screen, so it went on to somewhere else. So think it, plan it, do it. It is really just that simple. It really is. Think it, plan it, do it. So this is something that I take notes in when I'm watching my, um, courses that I paid for. And it's really, really some amazing things in here. So if you're not sure about, what to really focus on and how to not be spread all over the place, you find one thing, and you have to be mindful about why you're really doing the one thing. Because a lot of us are led by how much money we can make in it. Okay. I mean, of course, things that we do, we want to make a nice amount of money, 6 figures, right? We want to make a nice amount of money, 5 figures a month at least, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month. Now, the people that I'm connected to, they in a whole different bracket than 50,000 a month. They've made more than that sometimes in a day. In a day. So they say the 5 people that you're amongst are those that look at those people, their bank account, their thinking, their mindset. Okay. And that will give you where you at. That will give you a plain as day check on where you at and what you need to be striving for. All right, so then I have this book that I never opened. Well, I opened it and it ended up getting packed away somewhere. So I'm just now pulling it out. She Has Goals 2022. Clearly, we're almost halfway through 2023, right? But I'm like, hey, this is a clean, clear, beautiful. I'm about to use this. Oh, I'm about to use this book. She Has Goals. I was contemplating if I wanted to order the new one, but I'm like, no, I'm about to use this one. Period. The other one might have some, other things, and no, I'm about to use this one. All right, so in here, we're going to talk a little bit about goals because a lot of us just move on autopilot and we just do the same thing every day, every day, every day, same thing, same thing. We're not incorporating things that we need to have different. We want different. We're not happy with certain things in our life, but we still move the same. We're not doing anything different. So what are we going to do different? We're going to implement some goals. And we can do this together, hold each other accountable. Did you meet your goal last week? We got a women's group, the AMG Network. We meet every today on MINDAY. We every MINDAY at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're doing a book. I've been out of touch. I've been engulfed in the farm life and making sure our plants are growing, developing, making sure everybody's out doing what they're supposed to be doing, taking pictures when we're not on the land, taking pictures. So answering emails and things of that nature, right? So there's a lot of things regarding the farm that has my attention. So I'm not able to engage in some things sometimes. All right. So anyway, holding each other accountable and making things happen, doing things different. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now that are just not conducive to the goals. So we have to change that. We have to change that. So a big part of goal accomplishment comes from having mental clarity. I just mentioned that earlier, and the ability to organize your thoughts. So not only do we need to organize our home life, and the physical things outside of us, right? Things in our space, or organizing our business. We have to organize our thoughts. We have to organize our thoughts. We have to take more control over our thoughts. Take more control over what type of thoughts we are experiencing or allowing in our head space. I have to combat thoughts out of my head on a daily basis. It's a daily practice. You can do this by separating your goals into categories. Your word or phrase of the year. So I want to share what your goal, what's your word, what's going to be your word for the year? What's going to be your phrase for the year? What are you going to focus on the rest of the year? You may have had, some people do, at the beginning of the year, how we like to do our, what's it called? What's it called? The goals at the beginning of the year. Somebody help me out. What's the goals at the beginning of the year? Resolution, New Year's resolution, right? New Year's resolution. So a lot of times we do our New Year's resolution and we fall off. Just like I started working out months ago and I fell off. Okay, so now I'm back with my app doing my workout. When traveling, though, it does make it challenging for me to stay consistent with working out when I'm traveling. It drains me. It makes me tired. And then all this heat. And I'm not making excuses, y'all. Because it's like, I got to get my rest. Got to get my rest, right? But the app is only set for an 8-minute workout. But if y'all knew the circumstances I was under, working out is like, okay, but I am going to the gym today. I am going to the gym today. Is that it? Well, or I might do my app. I don't know. One of the two. I have to today. I have to. I'm missing in action on a couple of days of my workout. Okay, so your word or phrase of the year. So let's pick back up. If you fell off and you haven't accomplished your resolution, or you put some goals in place and haven't accomplished some things, or you would like to implement some things when you didn't in the first place, let's get going today. Let's make today the day. Based on the goals you've written, choose a word or phrase to describe the year you desire to have. So you may not have written any goals, but I'm sure you can quickly think in your head some things you would like to accomplish. So think of those things, and then you'll come up with a word or a phrase. I got this. I got this. Constantly reminding ourselves. We say affirmations. I am great. I am successful. I am a champion. I am a warrior. I am successful. I am great. I am the example people need to see. Okay. I am the leader. I am the head, not the tail. Right. So we can say all these things and have our affirmations in place. But what is going to be the one thing that kicks us back in the butt? Like, all right, come on, you tripping. You fell off. You falling off. Just like I need to implement my workout today. Okay. I did my meditation and I got to still do my breath work. All right. So based on the goals you've written, or if you have not written any goals, go through them in your head real quick. Write them down as well and come up with that phrase. Let's go. Let's get it. I got this. I am first, not last. So, and you have to implement behaviors and habits and things that are going to be congruent and align with what your goals are, the things you want to accomplish. Okay. All right. So this one word or phrase will serve as a personal reminder anytime you feel you're getting off track. So you have to kick yourself in the butt and get back on track. So I had to kick myself in the butt today and get back on track. Like, okay, you tripping. You don't went too many days, traveling or not, on the road or not, tired or not. You have to have that. Just like we make sure we eat, just like we make sure we brush our teeth. Like there's certain things we do not go a day without doing. And new habits, new healthy, successful habits need to be treated as such. Know and understand the definition of this word, phrase, and make sure it speaks to the year you desire to have. I'm going to have the year I desire to have. I am the author. I am the captain. Make it happen, captain. I am the captain of my ship. Am I partnering with someone or doing business with someone whose ship I'm a part of? Yes. But I also have my own ship within that ship. And I have to remind myself to get back to it. I can't just keep talking about it. I got to be about it. I have to be the example. I am the example people need to see. And there's a lot of examples that I listen to and connected with and in the rooms with. There's people that I'm connected to that are the example that I need to see to remind me, you tripping, get it together. Your why statement. We talk about that a lot in network marketing, MLMs, multi-level marketing. We talk about the why. Because you need to have a reason why, or else you're not going to really put forth the effort if you don't have a reason why you're doing it. So your why statement should answer why your goals are important to you. What's important to you? What's priority? What needs to get done? You have to orchestrate your day and your life, or you're going to allow the wind to orchestrate it for you. And then you floating by a gutter somewhere. You one of them leaves that's floating by a gutter somewhere, not flourishing and growing and beautifully, because you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Let's show the world that. Stop playing with yourself. Stop shortchanging yourself. Stop discounting yourself. Stop getting tricked out your spot. A lot of times we trick our own self out our spot because we're doing too much overthinking, not putting forth the right uh, energy towards something that you really want, allowing yourself to be distracted with nonsense or somebody else's negativity, matching negative energy, distracting you from the goal. Stay on it. Be about it. Show up for yourself. There's so many times I didn't show up for myself. There's so many times I didn't show up for myself. Allow myself to BS, get involved in some things that were not for my good, just because I wanted to have fun and so-called enjoy myself. Drinking way too much. Now I drink no longer. And I'm not knocking anybody who's drinking, but if you overdoing it and being irresponsible, shame on you. Oh yeah, shame on you. But that's your journey. Maybe that's your journey. Maybe you have to get and bump your head a few times to really get it. So I bumped my head enough. And all it was doing was dragging me down. Drinking that liquor like that, and then overdoing it on some days, some weekends. Yeah, I'm more than that. And so are you. All right, so your why statement. Your why statement should be personal to you and your life. It should explain your motivation and drive. If you don't have no motivation and you don't have no drive, then you need to get around some other folks. You need to get around some other people that's going to inspire you to build your energy up and raise your vibration, raise your frequency. Your frequency is vibrating too low. We got enough of that around here. That's why we're in the messes we're in now, because we're allowing them to control us when we are the power. We have the power, and we need to implement what it looks like to have the power, not just have it and hold it, right? Let it get moldy, and then we outside begging with with buckets, or allowing ourselves to get taken, allowing life to just take over, and now we're thinking low level and settling for less and settling for less, and then less and less and less, when you deserve the best, but you're not showing up like it. You have to show up like you want it. You got to want it for you more than I do. You got to want it more for you than I do. And I got to want it more for myself than anything else. I had my t-shirt on yesterday. You got to work on yourself more than you work on anything else. I could be the greatest singer. I could be the greatest artist. I could be the greatest DJ, radio personality, greatest podcaster. But if I'm not working on me, I'm not going to reach those heights, because it starts with how much you work on yourself. Because you're going to need to take on some things that are going to come. And if you ain't working on yourself, you're going to get knocked out every time. Yeah, I like boxing, for real. Life is like boxing. If you don't work out and get fit to take on the fight. Life is a fight. And if you don't work out, like physically, mentally, spiritually, getting grounded spiritually, working out physically, getting your body fit, heart health. I talked about heart health last week. There's a lot of things we're not doing to even pay attention to our heart. Shame on us. You got to exercise your organs, your lungs. There's breath work. There's a new level of breath work that I learned a few months ago. And it is the typical breathe in through your nose, expand your stomach, and in, and then breathe back out, pushing your stomach in. But it's a different technique where you have to do like a crunch and have your chest meet your stomach and crunch in and really give a like a grunt, because babies exercise their lungs, and then when they stop crying, then we start living life as if the normal breathing that we do on a daily basis is enough to exercise our lungs, and we're not doing the necessary work. Man, it's deep. Heating up our blood on a regular basis, it has to happen on a daily basis to build yourself up, or you just become weaker and weaker and weaker as you become more wise as you age. All right, and then it should push you to keep going every time you read it. What is your motivation? What is pushing you to do better? What is pushing you to want more? And then in this particular journal, your goals for the month should be a direct reflection of your goals for the year. So they should line up, right? They should line up. And then write everything that must be done in order to accomplish your goals for the month. So we have to write this stuff down. Or you could type it out on your notes in your phone. No excuses. No excuses. Daily focus. Try to refrain from creating an extensive to-do list each day. Instead, decide on your top 3 daily priorities in order to reach your weekly goals. So don't overwhelm yourself. Pretty much just don't overwhelm yourself. Okay? Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overdo it. You got this. So take baby steps. You wasn't writing these long to-do lists before. So just, take 3 things and focus on it for the day. And then you can expand as you get better with focusing on the short goals. The 3 little goals, we don't want to call it little. Okay? And then you want to remind yourself about your weekly wins. Moments of gratitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. Being grateful that you're in your right mind, being grateful. I mean, when I have an attitude, it doesn't make me feel good inside. So I'm putting that on myself. How you treat others is how you treat yourself. If you dogging somebody and you cussing them out, you're treating yourself that way. You're treating yourself that way. That's what that is. Okay. All right. So each week, take some time to reflect and write down your weekly wins and or moments of thankfulness. We have to remind ourselves of what we're grateful for, what we're thankful for, who we're thankful for. Who we're thankful for that's in our life. Those that are in our lives that mean us well, that want the best for us, that love us, that appreciate us, and then we appreciate them. We need to show that. We need to express that more often. Writing the things you are thankful for will help you to continue moving forward anytime you feel down or unmotivated. So anytime you're feeling down or bad or sad or upset about something, reroute those thoughts. Go in another direction. Don't go that way. Because I mean, unless it's a cul-de-sac, unless it's a place that I'm going to flourish, I don't want to go down a dead-end street. The dead-end street will look like somewhere near a back alley with stanky trash and litter all over the place. I don't want to go in that space. But that's what you're doing to your mind when you have these thoughts. And I get sad, like seriously, okay? I get sad, I'm not so quick to be agitated and frustrated anymore. And I had to learn that. So I'm in hopes that my daughter and my children and other people around me get it quicker than later on, being mindful about what my response needs to look like, and stop jumping to conclusions, stop assuming, stop prejudging a conversation like, oh, I already know why you asking me that. I know what you want me to say. Or no, stop. It's just like when somebody don't text you back right away, or don't answer your call, or we're so quick to jump to conclusions, prejudge that they're ignoring me, you ignoring me. Like, no, stop drumming up that negative narrative. The new narrative is the positive things that we want. So if we want positivity, we have to project positivity. Even if we think or know somebody ain't right, then they shouldn't be in our space. We need to give that a break. We need to let that go. All right, so real quick before I get ready to start wrapping up, your shadow self. Now this is important. Now some people don't rock with the shadow work, but my audience, that's who I'm targeting, are those who want to learn more about shadow work and working on themselves and the dark side of themselves. Those are the people I'm talking to. So your shadow, yourself. The ego weaves in and out of the subconscious mind, planting fearful thoughts around the hidden aspects of ourselves that it deems too dangerous to be acknowledged. This doesn't make the ego bad, nor the shadowy aspects of the subconscious mind. There are many misconceptions surrounding the ego and the shadow self. There are many misconceptions. And I just spoke about us even just making misconceptions about what somebody's thinking, or what their goals are with a conversation. And we misconceiving. There are many misconceptions surrounding the ego and the shadow self. And so I am going to unriddle these shared aspects of the human experience so you feel confident and comfortable doing this work as you move through the exercises and journal prompts presented later in the book. What is the shadow self? So some people are like, what is shadow work? What are you talking about when you say that? What is the shadow self? Simply put, the shadow self is the part of you that has taken root in the subconscious mind. People often lack awareness around this part of human experience. Okay. So we're spirit having a human experience in this costume, in this avatar, in this body. Okay. It includes your limiting beliefs, along with perceived shameful experiences, traumas, and subconscious blocks that make up this dark aspect of your psyche. This part of the mind is also where the ego lives, which is why there tends to be fear associated with witnessing the shadow. While the shadow and the ego are intertwined, they are not the same. They are not the same. They are not the same. Think of the ego as the interpreter for the shadow, bridging the gap so you have a way of being able to observe, identify, and understand the abstract energy of the subconscious mind. And this is so important. The voice of the ego is why our first response is often to deny and avoid looking at the darker aspects of the shadow self. So soon as someone brings to our attention something, a lot of times, a lot of us go into defense mode or pointing the finger right back. No, let's take in what is being said and see how we can learn from it, see how we can become better from it. And I know it's challenging for me too. Somebody point out something about me and I'm like, I know you're not talking. But it is not time for me to do that. It is for me to reflect and see what I can get out of it to be better. I say I want to be better, right? I say I want to be the example. So I have to lead by example and do the very things that I am speaking about. But it is work to do. It's a daily practice. It is work I have to do. And I've gotten so much better. And just taking in what somebody's saying, just take it in real, and see what you get out of it. Okay, what's the lesson in this? That's how I have to remind myself. What's the lesson in this? The voice of the ego is why our first response is often to deny and avoid looking at the darker aspects of the shadow self. It's as if people have been convinced that the worst they could discover is that they are lacking in perfection. Perfection don't exist. But we can get close to it, We can aim for it. Except Most people already know this about themselves, clearly making this an irrational fear. Everyone has a shadow self, which means yours doesn't make you inferior. It just makes you human. It just makes you human. We're affected by so many elements of this world. We're affected by so much in our environment. So some things we have to just learn through. So everyone has a shadow self. It just makes you human. Moving from a mindset of self-judgment to one of self-acceptance allows the fear to fall away as perception about this work shifts. Everyone has a shadow self, which means yours doesn't make you inferior. It just makes you human. So it's okay. Visiting your shadow is perfectly safe. While the resistance created by the ego may result in discomfort, you are capable of managing with shadow work. No, managing, you are capable of managing and processing heavy emotions. The discomfort associated with shadow work is only temporary. The discomfort that you will experience associated with shadow work is only temporary, but it's worth the discomfort. We've been uncomfortable in a lot of situations, and some of those situations were not for our good. When you visit your shadow armed in the light of self-love and compassion, there's nothing to fear. In truth, avoiding uncomfortable emotions and experiences will only create chaos in your life. Do you want to create comfort or chaos? Do you want to create comfort or chaos? Avoidance of the shadow often leads people to feeling themselves held hostage by their toxic cycles and habits and unable to figure out why they keep repeating the same behaviors. When you show up to the world unaware of certain aspects of yourself, the quality of your relationships and all other areas of your life can be negatively impacted. So you could be the very cause of impacting the relationships that you have with people. You could be the very reason that it is impacted negatively. So let's find out, let's see, and not be the cause of it. Your willingness to fearlessly travel into the uncomfortable aspects of your experience and illuminate the darkness will lead to empowerment, because we are the power. We have the power. We have the power to be positive. We have the power to be negative. This is where sustainable growth and healing happens. So I want to be comfort and positivity. I want to be comfort in healthy relationships. I want to feel comfort in knowing that I'm doing good, that I'm doing the best I can do. I want to live comfort in that. I don't want to live in doubt. I don't want to live in fear. I want to live in positive fulfillment, not fear. So these are the things we have to look at. Origins of the shadow. A man who is, now this is good right here. Listen to me. A man who is unconscious of himself acts in a blind, instinctive way and is in addition fooled by all the illusions that arise when he sees everything that he is not conscious of in himself to meet him from outside as projections upon his neighbor. So what you see in others is something in yourself, something you recognize, something you identify with. So we have to be mindful of that. And a lot of times we are not. We're looking down on this person. We're judging them. We're looking like, oh, no, they tripping. Something ain't right with them. They evil. They this, they that. Reflect on what that is speaking to within yourself. Go within or go without. The origin of the shadow is interwoven with the origin of humanity. Okay. When the conscious and the unconscious come together to be expressed in physical form. However, the term shadow self was first coined by a 20th century Swiss psychologist and medical doctor named Carl Jung. His philosophy on the subconscious mind has been highly influential in both modern day spiritual ideologies and psychology, piquing the interest of poets, musicians, scholars, philosophers, spiritual teachers, and those of us who yearn for a deeper understanding of the authentic self. Jung believed that to be completely healthy, you must have awareness of your inner world especially the parts that are the hardest to love and accept. You know what I'm talking about. Those cringe-worthy, messy parts. While Jung may have been the first to coin shadow self, the concept of inner awareness of self has been around for as long as humans have existed. The idea of self-evaluation for personal and spiritual development has been written about in ancient spiritual texts, many of which are still used today, serving as guidelines for how to live a wholesome and well-rounded life. The powerful work of awareness has become the basis of many modern day spiritual ideologies, as seen in the New Thought and New Age spiritual movements. Humanity's collective curiosity about the murky depths of the self continues to draw truth seekers deeper into exploration. All right, so I'm gonna close out with that on the shadow work. So that's just work we have to constantly do on ourselves on a daily basis. On a daily basis. On a daily basis. Not a day should go by that you are not conscious of your behavior. Not a day should go by that you're not conscious of what you're seeing in someone else is just a reflection. It's just a reflection. Even if it's people, that's why you have to be mindful of people, the people that's in your space, the people you allow in your space. Because some people are not supposed to be in your space, but you're allowing them in your space for whatever you're attracted to in them. All right, so I'm going to close out. Wake up and work out. Wake up and work out. So I had a talk with someone I love yesterday, and I'm so proud of him. He's been doing his workout. He's built muscle, and I'm just so proud of him. So he's like, you need to count your calories, and I know I need to count my calories. So he's going to send me this app. If he might have sent it already, but he's going to send me an app where I can count my calories and be mindful about the calories I need to burn. Because a lot of times we just jump into working out blindly, working out, and not mindful of all the aspects of it, all the nuances and things we need to pay attention to. So this here, at the top where it says workout, strength, cardio, and rest. So on whatever day you're going to focus on strength, whatever day you're going to focus on resting, and whatever day you're going to focus on cardio, you're going to check that box. And then breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. It has a space for you to write the calories. So they have apps out here where, even if you go to a restaurant, you're typically able to put in what you ate at the restaurant, and then it will tell you how many calories that's supposed to have. And then you can be more mindful about the calories you need to burn. So I want to touch on that. Heart health and your physical health. Heart health and your physical health. So before I close out, I want to share with you what we have going on at the farm. We have CBD and THC products. As you can see, I have on my hat, that is my character up there, Miss Moon with a T. Miss Moon with a T. So we have CBD tea and THC tea. And I would like to create a detox tea. I would love to create that. So that'll be coming soon. We have a bunch of other products that I'm looking to make and create. We have gummies here. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to rip a piece of paper off. So I'm going to be sanitary. I'm going to show you one of the gummies. They're pretty big too. So this is our gummy. Look at how cute. You will not. We do not suggest you eat the whole thing. Do not. No. No, ma'am. No, sir. Do not eat the whole thing. You will take a piece and taste it and try it out. See how it affects you. After 30 to an hour, if you're not feeling anything, then you can take another piece. But you will want to piece it. Trust and believe. The other products that we have, one of our top sellers, one of my favorite, is our pain cream. Our pain cream. It is the truth. It's the truth. It works in a matter of minutes. It works in a matter of minutes. For real. It works in a matter of minutes. Pain spray. This is our bigger bottle. So the pain cream was $25. And it'll last you depending on how much you use of it. But you don't need a lot because it spreads really good. So this is our larger bottle for 50. This is our larger bottle. And then we have a smaller bottle. This is the pain spray for pain. Pain spray. And our smaller bottle was 25. We have bath salts, infused wine, infused hot sauce, infused barbecue sauce, infused cooking oil. There's all kind of products. All kind of products. Shout out to Carbon Farms and Retreat as our cannabis farm. We're looking to bring some people out to the farm to assist and help put your hands on the plants and help cut, grow, transplant, all that, and come up with some, products, more products, make some money together, build, help build, because we are creating a subdivision and tiny homes, and we got land to do all of it. So there's a lot of things happening and growing and developing and building that we need some assistance and help with. We do have to be selective in who we allow in the space. It is a very, it's an industry that you have to be very, very, very careful on who you allow into the space. Um, what else? What else? What else? Soap. I'm sure I'm forgetting some products, but just so you know, gummies. Of course, we have flour. Of course, we have flour. So come on out to the farm. We're looking for investors, sponsorship, funding, business funding. You can always use that. They're always, adding costs in this industry. They're always putting something else in place where now we got to pay for this. Now we got to, and they implemented a new system. So it's just an ever changing industry because it's new and they're just doing what they can to implement certain things because a lot of people have kind of ruined it and are doing things illegal in the space. So yeah, that's just what it is. All right, so I think that's going to do it for me today, this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Be mindful of your wellness, your health, your heart health, your lungs. You do have to exercise those things. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, we looking for more people that want to connect, do business together, make 5, 6, 7 figures together. We're in the industry to be able to do that. And so I've been reaching out to some folks and we've been making some heavy hitting connections. And I'm excited about the people that are going to be in our space and allow us to grow and develop together and make some big money together so that we can really, get some people out of poverty. Because, everybody's not fit to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not, fit mentally because it tugs on your mental when you're in business for yourself and you're running an establishment and trusting people and got to worry about people stealing and, oh man, you work so hard and our people just don't, they just, some of them don't care and some of them just don't understand. Some of them just don't get it on how much it really takes to stay afloat, especially in this cannabis industry. Is just to maintain the farm is a heavy cost to pay. So we're here for it. Podcast coming soon. We're looking to launch in August. I'm excited. I want to launch tomorrow. So because it's that simple to really get going. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things on the plate. And we're just looking to grow with some more people. We're looking for our tribe. So if your vibe is our vibe, let's be connected and build out the tribe. Love y'all to life. Listen, it's never too late to be great. I highly suggest you start today. And for my ladies, Educate, motivate, slay. Remember, it's all about me. Motivate, educate, elevate. And for now, that's all I have to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an attitude of gratitude. Be grateful and thankful for the space that you're in. Be grateful and thankful for the space that you're growing into, the connections you're going to make, the relationships you're going to create. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace.